Welcome to the first buy, hold, sell video of 2023 for KFC SuperCoach. And it's a big one. People are wondering, do I throw my whole team out after round one or do I wait one more week? Let's get into it. Who do we need to trade for round two? We'll get one out of the way quickly off the top. Harry Sheezel from the Kangaroos. If you don't have him, I think he's a must-have. Get him in this week, then frees up some options next week. And the other trade I think I would make in terms of rookies is CONOR McKenna at the Lions. A few people were a little bit worried about what his role would be. Maybe it'd take him a little while to warm back into it after being out of the AFL for a couple of years, going back to Ireland, obviously. But he was fantastic last week. They gave him a great role. He even took some kick-ins there. So I think he's a very safe bet. If you've got someone like Liam Jones, he's an easy trade out. And I think he's someone we're going to want to have from next week. So again, it's a matter of weighing up, do you use the trades this week or next week? But here's one I would move on straight away. Another player you could make a move on this week if you have some money to spend in the forward line or the midfield potentially is Stephen CONOR. He's probably one that just missed out on a lot of people's teams, mine included, but he's got a great role there at the Giants, more than 80% centre bounces last week with Adam Kingsley in charge there. He's the number one man just about in the midfield, especially with Josh Kelly out injured this week. And he plays West Coast, scored 150 against them last year, and I could see him doing that again. Could even make him captain on Sunday. So if you need someone to bring in this week, I really love Stephen CONOR. Now, who do we hold this week? This is a big one. The temptation is to trade out everybody who had a bad game last week, but ideally you want to give them one more week to see if it was just a one-off or it is a trend that we need to be responding to. And Jacob Hopper definitely falls into that category. He was very fumbly in his first game for Richmond. Surely he's not going to be that bad again. They've given him a 7-year contract, so the Tigers definitely believe he's better than that. He plays the Crows this week, another score in the 60s, and we might have to look at trading him out. The other issue there is who do you trade him to? So by giving him one more week, it gives us a better idea of do we want to jump on a Horn Francis or maybe a Zeeble or Will Setterfield, all these guys. Give him one more week so we know what the lay of the land is before moving on someone like Jacob Hopper. And the logic, I think, is similar for the rookies. Someone like Sheezel, I think we're very confident you can bring him in. You know he's going to be someone we want. But someone like CHANDLER, I see him coming into a lot of teams. He was really good last week for the D's, and I was annoyed that I didn't pick him because I had him for a lot of the preseason. But small forwards, we know their scoring can be volatile. His place in the Demons team isn't even 100% secure. They've got guys like Bailey Fritsch to come back in. So I want to definitely see one more good score out of him before committing. Next week is the week to make all these rookie changes when we know who's going to go up in price the next week. So who do we want to sell after round one? This one's a bit of an easy one. Tom Stewart slipped over on the MCG turf. He's going to miss 3 or 4 weeks. Unfortunate if you owned him, but in a way it's an easy call. You do have to trade him, and that's $604,000 you can go and spend. You just get one of the other top line defenders that maybe you didn't start in your team, like a Sam Doherty or Jordan Dawson or James Sicily, all great options. Or you could save $100,000. I really don't mind this idea as well. Getting someone like a Nick Dacos or Jordan Ridley. These guys started really well. Hayden Young, all around that $500K price range, and think they're going to be really good. And that gives you $100,000 left over that you can maybe keep in your back pocket for a week, because next week we're going to know we're going to be trading, and that money could come in really handy. And the other star player who's out injured this week is Josh Kelly at the Giants. Really unlucky if you picked him because he was looking really good last week. Then it came off with concussion at the start of the last quarter. Looked like he was on for a big score. He's going to miss this week. Should be back the week after, but knowing the Giants and Kelly's injury history wouldn't shock me at all if it stretches out to a couple of weeks. I can't really afford to not have one of my top priced midfielders in the team for that amount of time, especially when my bench cover isn't amazing, and I think a lot of people in a similar situation. So I think we could just trade Kelly to someone like CONOR or Luke Davies-Uniacke in the midfield is a pretty great move as well. Or if you need to restructure your team, I'm looking at my side thinking my defence looks really vulnerable all of a sudden. Maybe I trade Kelly down to someone like Finn Callaghan or even Harry Sheezel and use that money to really bulk up my defence, get an extra primo in there. So there's a few options we can use, but I think Josh Kelly, unfortunately, is one that has to go this week.